A lot of people loved Keanu on Big Brother 27. He literally won America's favorite player with over 65% of the votes. Whether you are a Keanu fan or you're not, you have to admit that he played a very consistent game in terms of how he showed up in competitions and conversations and demeanor inside the house. If you are at all like me, you were absolutely blown away with his mental strength and how he was able to really stay cool in some very intense conversations, as well as his calm demeanor in those competitions when his back was absolutely against the wall and he needed to win to stay in the house. So I recently had the pleasure of sitting down with him and getting to ask him, where does that mental strength come from? How does someone have that much confidence? Where does that come from? What is your secret? And he absolutely answered all of my questions. I encourage you guys to watch that interview if you haven't. But today I am also going to recap the top 5 key takeaways from our conversation. Whether you are a Big Brother fan or not, I highly encourage you to really pay attention to all of these because they are great action items for ways we can all show up for ourselves better throughout our lives. So I hope you guys enjoy. Number 5 is finding gratitude. I had asked Keanu about the Butler Challenge because while he had a lot of fun with it, I know there were still times when it was late at night and he had to wake up and go make these pigs in a blanket and serve them to the guests. And yet he always did it with a smile on his face. And that's because he said that he looked at the challenge as a blessing. The fact that he had a challenge meant that he was still in the game. So it's really about looking at a situation, and even though you can see it as a negative one, it's taking that opportunity to spin it and to find what you are grateful for in that moment to really lift your attitude about the whole experience in general. Number 4 is prepare for the moment. This is literally the secret that Keanu said is what gave him the ability to win so many competitions and stay calm, specifically in the bridge challenge where they had to memorize their walking pattern. He had rehearsed that game as well as others so many times in advance that when the day actually came to compete, he knew that he had what it took. He had the confidence to compete. And more importantly, he was able to stay calm, yet you saw everybody else freaking out. And that's because our nervous system sees threat and responds with anxiety. But because he had mentally rehearsed it, his body and his mind had already been there and done that. So when the day came, he was able to settle the natural nervous system response because he had mentally done those repetitions. And it's also really important to note that we often will neglect preparation for a presentation or a big meeting because we don't honor ourselves and we will put other priorities ahead and then we show up feeling unprepared. And that is another way that you can prioritize yourself and your well-being by allotting that time to prepare to then be able to calm yourself down when the moment arrives. Number 3 is don't take things personally. So Keanu didn't say it exactly like that in our interview, but I had asked him, hey, how did you stay so collected when you had Jimmy or Ashley or Rachel like verbally coming after you? And he said that he didn't let it bother him because he knew that they had kind of their own agenda. They wanted to have a big TV moment or do a thing, and he acknowledged that, and he respected that was their own individual choice, and he chose not to get involved in it because he didn't see it as being something that really impacted himself. This topic is something that you're going to see more videos on, and I'm extremely passionate about because we often take things at face value and we assume that when people are saying things to us or doing things that affect us, that it is an attack or it is because of us. And the reality is there is a whole world behind their mind that is causing them to do or act in a certain way that actually has nothing to do with us at all. So please remember that one. Don't take things personally. Number 2 is do hard things. Do stuff that makes you uncomfortable. Keanu specifically said that this was an absolute key driver to growing in his confidence because he did something uncomfortable every single day. And it proved to himself that even when you don't want to do it or you are dreading something and you do it anyway, then you have the strength to push through and to really overcome some of the things that we might be afraid of. And that is so unbelievably important because life gets hard. There is stuff that happens to all of us that we can't control. And if we know that we can get through hard things, it makes those unavoidable moments more bearable. And if you really think about it, that's what life choices all come down to. Whether you act in a way that you feel comfortable or you go do that thing that you might be dreading but will get you to the next step. You have to show yourself that you can do the hard things to make these avenues and options more accessible to you. Otherwise, you will just run in fear. Number 1 is show up for yourself. If you watch the interview, there's no way you could have missed that because Keanu literally said that. Like, you have to show up for yourself and do the hard things. But I think that he really modeled it throughout all of his other answers and frankly on the show, because you have to show up for yourself to mentally prepare. You have to show up for yourself to do the hard things and do the things that you don't want to. It's really about prioritizing yourself and in ensuring that you're carving that out as a priority over other people. And it's very, very easy for us to default in putting other people first. Frankly, it's kind of easier. It's like, oh, okay, I don't have to focus on me right now, because we often don't like ourselves. We often struggle with our own self-worth. And by default, we gravitate towards doing the other things. But it's by showing yourself that you can show up and that you are the priority that you then start feeling that in your life, and you start growing in your confidence, and you start being able to take up space because you're worth it and you're worthy, and you need to prove that to yourself. So I hope you guys really hold on to that one as well as all of the other ones, but you have to show up for yourself first, and then everything else will come in to play from there. Those were the top 5 key takeaways from my interview with Keanu. I hope you guys enjoyed and you took away something new or found something that you can implement in your own life. My name is Leigh Gall. If you guys liked this video, please hit subscribe. I am a speaker and a coach really dedicated to helping individuals and teams overcome some of the mental struggles that so often get in our way that we don't even realize. So I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.